Hello everyone, T-Man978. Right now we're going to be taking a look at Studio Series Bumblebee Movie Arcee. She's number 85. Right before we get to 86, I think the whole Studio Series 86 is number 86. But anyhow, here's that artwork right there. Here's the stuff on the back. She comes with the Cybertron Falls backdrop. This has an Autobot logo if you keep the backdrop in there. Of course you get instructions, I'll never talk about that. And here is this backdrop. You can see Bumblebee vaguely on there and some other robots. Shout out to anybody who has been giving me compliments in my comments. People have been saying yay, like they love my reviews. I do this, that, and the other that they like more than anywhere else. I appreciate that. I also shout out to Jason Lee. He is the first person who gave me a super thanks. That little button down there with the $ and the heart. Thank you so much. And definite shout out to Doodog Reviews for the donation during my live premiere that I did with the previous Arcee review. Thank you so much. My monetization is going to be more than it has been in the past 3 months because of that. Let me say some other things up front because I know up front helps. Follow me on Instagram, and I have a Facebook down there and Twitter and the other places that I'm at in my description. Go there, follow me wherever you are on social media. And if you want to help me any other type of way besides super thanks and super chats and all that junk, I have an Amazon link in the description. I'll probably have a link for her. Any purchase you make after you click on either that Amazon store link or her link in particular, any purchase you make after you click on that, it helps out my channel. So thank you in advance. Anyway, this Arcee, when I saw her, when the Bumblebee movie started and they were zooming in on the characters on Cybertron, when I saw this Arcee, I friggin' shed a tear. Because for years after the Michael Bay movies, for years, I've been wanting recognizable Transformers, and she was the first thing that I saw on the screen. Fully recognizable, like that's Arcee, that's Wheeljack, that's frickin' Brawn. I could actually name characters that I knew. You could never do that in a Michael Bay movie before, so that was my experience with seeing her in the movie. And right here, I like this. I like that they were able to basically keep the robot design from what we saw in the movie. We didn't see a whole lot, it was so quick. This looks exactly like what we saw basically, and they gave it a transformation, so that's cool. But these eyes, I did a TikTok. These eyes, they look humanoid almost. It's creepy. It's so good, that sculpting right there, but it's still creepy. But let's get into the articulation. You already saw her. I'm not sure if this is the proper way to have the legs, but let me close it up. If you don't close that up, she's gonna fall back, or you're gonna have to keep her lean forward. So rather than, even if the instructions don't tell you to do this, rather than go through all that, I'm gonna have the legs splayed out like that. It doesn't bug me at all. She kind of reminds me of, because of her body shape, the Transformers Energon Arcee. Here's the image of that right there. I have that figure around here. I don't know where I put it. All right, articulation, which is it's good. It's good to decent. The head is on a ball joint. She can look down amazingly. She can look up a ton amazingly. Of course, rotate, and you get a little bit of tilt right there. Shoulders spin around or swivel right there. They go out to the side. Is this? Oh, it's on a hinge. I see the pin, but for whatever reason, I thought it was a ball joint. And here's what I'm just noticing right here. I can clearly see this pin, but this pin has like flash in there covering it. You get bicep swivel, And here's what I didn't think she had, but she has double jointed elbows. Wrist go in like that. That's not really articulation, but whatever. You get a waist rotation here. I mean, the way she's designed, she could have almost had an ab crunch, but she doesn't. The legs split all the way, go all the way back, come all the way forward. You get a thigh rotation right here. That kind of does bump, but whatever. You do get 90 degrees of bend right here. The foot rocks that much, especially when it's not connected. It's supposed to groove into this slot right here. When you groove that into the slot, this is that whole motion right here with that piece. But you do get ankle pivot, like more than what you need for ankle pivot. Now, if you can also adjust these all over the place. You can bring them out to the side if you want, but they just hang out right there. Things I dislike. I wish that they would make Arcee figures have wrist rotation. It's fun that she has these two little pistols right here, but when you're trying to get her into a natural pose, then you can't rotate the wrist to point it. You got to do like the TV gangster style right there. So whatever. So I wish she had wrist rotation. I also wish that these pegged onto her backpack in some type of way. Like, it's kind of aggravating when they keep moving all over the place while you're trying to pose her. She does have a stand port right here, and yeah. But overall, I like her. She's cool. If anything else for me to bring up, mine has a QC issue as far as the paint. This paint right there is white, but on this side is like faded, so it's a little bit pink. Oh yeah, here's the back of her head, by the way. Let me bring in this. I wanted to bring in this figure. I was hoping I had the Energon Arcee up. Energon Arcee up here, but I didn't. Here is a Scout class from Cybertron, Swerve. If Deluxe class keeps shrinking, they will be this size. This was called Scout class. This existed before Legends class, and then they shrank the Legends class even smaller, and now they're Core class. So yeah, things keep getting smaller while the price is higher. Like, this guy is bigger than Core and Legend, and he was $6 when that was out. Now Core class is smaller than anything, and they're $10. So yeah, here's my previous review, the 86 Arcee. She's a little bit taller, so that thing I was saying about Deluxe class. The difference between her and this one is she's more slender. So they probably have about the same mass, but this is shorter because they wanted to keep this line right here and scale. So yeah, but that's the last comparison I'm gonna do. I did a whole bunch of comparisons in the 86 Arcee, and I don't feel like murdering myself. Before transformation though, I'm gonna take that gun out so that you can actually see this is what we're working with the hands. I like dynamic hands, but I don't like them when they look like claws. So yeah, that sucks. I wish she had like fist, but whatever. Let's get to this transformation. First thing I'm gonna do is bend the elbow right here on the top joint. Do the same thing right there on there. Now the feet, I'm going to push these leg bits in. Now this can come out, and we need to slide this wheel up to get it off of that peg and rotate it. Now we can squeeze it back down and then put the wheel in place right here. Let's try to do that a little bit smoother. Bring this all the way out, slide this up, rotate this, slide it back down, and bring that like this. And now we can peg the feet together. They have these pegs right here. No matter what you do, that they're always in the spot that they need to be. You can rotate her waist around, and this connection is not good. I'm gonna say that up front. So I'm just gonna leave it like that and not worry about it. Anywho, we could push the head back and bring out this whole assembly right here. Get these out to the side. Separate or bring this hinge right here down. Come on, you. Oh wait, I gotta get the head up. That's the problem. Now I can bring this down right here. But before we do that, I'm gonna take the head. The first time I did this, it was difficult, but it just goes in there and we can shut this. Now we can line this up with that. All right, and we can bend the chest. This is why I said it could have a nap crunch. The chest goes back. Or before we do that, I'm gonna put this into that peg and these little pegs into this groove right there. So make sure the legs are straight. Groove things where they need to go. And if you're lucky, that will help the wheel stay. Alright, everything seems to be grooved in. Now we can move the back up against these two pegs right here. The hands need to be rotated in, and the guns need to be pointed out like that. Rotate the wrist in with the gun pointed out like that. And now this, there's a peg right here that needs to go into the leg, and this peg right here that's been on our arm the whole time needs to go into that little hole. So bring that down, line things up on one side, and then you should be able to line the other up. Same thing over here. Bring that down, line that up, line it up on the arm, straighten these guns up, and here she is in her Cybertronian alt mode, which I guess is like some sort of Cybertronian bike of some sort. But yeah, it doesn't necessarily have like a cockpit. They all have windows for whatever reason, but they didn't have passengers. And back here, once I actually looked at it, I can't help but see this, since this is her actual robot mode chest and these are her robot mode hands. It kind of looks like she's holding the guns up against her chest so they can be boobs or boob guns. Let's see how this rolls. It can roll. It only seems like one of these wheels is spinning. Like I said, this is not a good connection. But this is like a friction resistant surface, so yeah, I can't really complain about it too much while I'm sliding it on this. Here's what it looks like from the bottom. Let me see if I have a vehicle to compare this to. Alright, here's Swerve I was talking about. Now that I transformed this, I remember thinking that this was such an innovative transformation back in the day. I do have a review for this. Transformers Cybertron, Clocker, and Swerve. They're the same mold. Well, if you're interested in actually seeing this, and look how that cleans up down there. But yeah, super close to that size. Here's a Voyager class alt mode right here. And this is a big guy anyway. And here is a Siege alternate mode, which is also like a Cybertronian car or whatever. Well, you can see they're roughly around the same length, but the amount of girth is bigger with this. So there's that. And I want to see one more thing. Here's my masterpiece spark plug. I was trying to see if you could actually like sit in there. but this thing right here is in the way where her head is, and there's no place to sit inside of there. But you could do this if you want it. And here's one of my little Bandai Gundam War dudes. I don't know, maybe bend his knee. Nah. You know what would work? If I put him like a Tron bike, since that's kind of what this looks like. Oh yeah. Overall, I like the alt mode. I wish they could have did something to hide the hands. The hands being visible, let's take this out. Like if you don't want her to have the guns back there, even though I guess that's part of her alt mode. It makes her a parts former. She kind of just has the hands sitting out back there. So I don't like that. I don't like that this doesn't connect as tight as I would like. But everything else seems to come together. And I like the colors. And I like the design of this. It's crazy that when they made those robots in the movies, they had no alt modes in Hasbro. And Takara told me I had to come up with these. And I think they did a good job of that. But anyway, I took those guns out of the hands. What I'm going to do now is do this. Do that. We can pull this away from there. Might as well straighten the arms up. Get them forward. I'm going to unplug all this. Rotate the waist around. Go ahead and I'm going to take the head out right here and lift that up right here. But basically, we need to get this assembly. This needs to go up and then bend right here backwards and have this pressed up against there. And now we could bring the head down and get it into this orientation. Shucks. Bend this. Get the head into this orientation and plug it. The head seems to keep things tighter. We can shut this and go ahead and rotate this around. Rotate this around. And before I transform the legs, I wanted to show her off with her optional skate wheel mode. Like, but rotate the feet like this. Pull this up. Rotate things that way and put, where is it? Put this into that little groove and squeeze it. Now rotate the foot again. Rotate the feet out, slide this out, rotate it, get things into the groove back here, shut the feet, and boom. She is now a robot again. After you open these leg things up so she can actually stand up without falling. But here we go. You know what? This connection right here, when you get it, you get it. But sometimes it is like not the best, to be honest. Like before I transformed it, she was okay, but now it seems like it wants to keep messing with me. But whatever I said earlier, that's what I said. I'm not gonna do a end of the day end speech monologue thingy. My brain is getting away from me right now. Final thoughts is what I was trying to think about. I'm not doing that because I already gave a bunch of thoughts. I like her. If you like her, go buy her. I'm gonna have a link in the description, like I said earlier, to where you can get her on Amazon. Thank you for watching this. Until next time, T-Man978 out of here. Figure action. That one's me. Join the Syndicate Toy Hunters Facebook group. Link in the description. Click the videos. Click the videos, baby. Click